What's up YouTube, this is Joe from TeamDeathMeta giving you the video that I promised in my last video. The last video was a TCG version of the DDD archetype, and in that video I mentioned that I'll be posting a OCG version straight after, so that you get the gist of the differences between the both versions. Considering we don't have a lot of the support. I say we don't have a lot. We actually have a lot. We have a lot of the support that we have, but we don't have all of it. And using what we'll be getting from, I'm hopefully, this is an assumption, Breakers of Shadow. I assume, I'm guessing we're going to get just a few stuff in Breakers of Shadow, and the structure deck that's coming out. Using those two, I've constructed a OCG version of the DDD deck. So I'll run past the ones that we've already got, and I will only talk briefly on my choices of the new stuff. So without the way, let's get to the video. 3 Kepler. For the Pendulums, we have 3 Kepler, 1/7 Newton, 1/7 Copernicus, I think it's pronounced, 3 Abyss Ragnarok, and 3 Rebel King Leonidas. Now the 2 new ones here we have are 7 Newton and Copernicus. The reasons I have these is essentially pendulum summoning. These are the best scales that the deck can use in terms of like the 1 and 10. Otherwise, the only ones we have are Kepler and Galley. And the problem with those is that their scales reduce and increase the longer they stay on the field. So the first thing I wanted to put in was Newton, as it's a scale 10, and we can use that along with Leonidas, who's a scale 3. Essentially, pendulum summon the majority of the deck. But then I don't want to rely on getting Leonidas all the time and that kind of stuff, and I do want to use them for other things. So I'm going to be testing out 1/7 Copernicus as a scale 1. So that if I get both of these two, I can just set the scales and I can literally just sit on those for the rest of the game. And then if I ever draw into a King Ragnarok or Leonidas, I know I can just simply pendulum summon them and go with my plays from then on, with Abyss Ragnarok being able to revive a triple D and that kind of stuff, and I can go into further more plays and so on and so forth. The pendulum effects that these have is that while they're in the pendulum zones, if you're resolving effect of a trap or spell that would inflict damage to you, you can negate the effect, destroy it, and then done, really. So it helps save you in tight situations if your contracts are killing you. So so there we go, that's essentially the reasons I'm using them. Copernicus being a level 4, we can go to our rank 4 plays as well, and Newton being a level 7, we can go into our level 7 plays. For the rest of the monsters, we have 2 DD Baphomets, 2 DD Liliths, 2 Night Howlings, 3 Swirl Slime, and 1 Necro Slime. And the new additions here are Lilith and Night Howling. These were in the first wave of DD monsters to ever go into the OCG, and we have yet to receive them. These, along with Temujin, Caesar, Alexandra, Hell Armageddon, we got all of those. Well, OCG got all of those in wave 1 in a special pack. I think 2 sets before. No, the 1 set before Speed Riders, which is a shame we didn't get it, but oh well. The reasons I use these is 1 night for Lilith. When it's normal special summon, I can activate one of the effects per turn. target DD in the grave, add it to my hand, or target DD Pendulum in the extra deck and add it to my hand. So this replenishes, being a level 4 as well, I can overlay, and it replenishes what I've used and get back my stuff. And so comboed with Night Howling, who is a level 3 tuner, the only tuner in the archetype, which when it's normal summoned, I can target DD in the grave, special summon, its attack and defense becomes 0, and if that monster is destroyed, I take 1,000 points of damage. If I activate, I can only cannot special summon monsters except Fiend type monsters. It's no problem for the deck because everything other than 2 Fiends in the extra deck are Fiend, and so essentially it's the junk synchron on the deck. It's a really good junk synchron on the deck. So comboed with Lilith, I can then bring her back, and not only get something back from my graveyard from Lilith, but then I can go into a synchro play, or I can even bring back Baphomet and then either go into a synchro play or use Baphomet's effect, target Night Howling, make it level 4, go into rank 4 play, and that kind of stuff. So Night Howling does a lot of stuff for the deck, and I'm really disappointed we don't have it. It's the main, it's one of the few things from the archetype that I just really want for the deck, and just make it a lot better and a lot more plays to do. So that's those two. You know what these two do. For spells, we have for the rest of the for the spells and traps, they're unchanged in compared to my previous build. So I'll just quickly run through them. 3 gates, 2 swamp kings, 1 for 1, foolish burial, allure, soul charge, Raigeki, book of moon, 2 MST. There's the spells, traps, double contract change, double witch, and 2 Grand Horn of Heavens. The new additions are really in the monsters, and that's what will make the deck a lot better. Now, the extra deck is the biggest change, as we get a lot of new stuff. Well, we would get a lot of new stuff, allowing our big plays to go into different monsters, and then just do new stuff and lots of combos. So we have triple Oracle the Ark. It would still be the best fusion monster to ever go into, as it makes all of our contracts free, and it makes our Wave Caesar free, and Ragnarok free, and all that kind of stuff. Still the best monster, that won't change. What will change is the addition of Triple D Blaze King Temujin. So this card requires the same requirements, 2 DD monsters, and its effect is if a DD is special summoned to your side of the field, except this card, except during the damage step, target DD in the graveyard and special summon that target. I can only use this effect once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card is in your possession, is destroyed by opponent's card effect, I could target a contract card in your graveyard and add it to my hand. So it essentially helps in combination with Gale King Alexander, enables further progression of plays, and that is one of the best things that the deck can do, and do very consistently. Not only does it do that, but the fact that it's another target for our Swell Slimes and Necro Slimes, meaning that we don't run out of resources, and the resources that we do have that we can maintain and managerize very well is not wasteful. So you won't be sitting there, which I have in the past, and be like, oh, I could go into another fusion play, but I've run out of fusion monsters, or I've used up all my Alexandras and I only have double Ds instead of triple Ds. So if we had Temujin, it could just solve a lot of problems in the deck and in the fusion department of the deck, which is arguably one of the most consistent parts of the deck. Temujin will fix it. And so we really need Temujin in order for this deck to progress and evolve a lot better in the TCG department. For the rest of the fusions, we have Triple D Wave King Caesar Ragnarok, not changed, and the other new addition is Triple D Dragon Slayer King Beowulf. Now this can easily still be replaced with another Wave Caesar, but I want to test out Beowulf as it has one crazy ability. Its requirements are a Triple D and a Double D monster. Very easy to pull off. and its event is if a DD monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. So this still applies to the triple Ds, as I explained in my last video, because they still have 2 Ds in their name. And then once per turn during your standby phase, I can destroy all cards in each player's spell and trap card zones. So essentially it's a free heavy storm every turn who has 3000 attack and can inflict piercing. That is really strong, and we're getting this in the structure deck. Oh my god. I'm not too sure if I stated in my last video, this is a very budget deck, and with this guy being in the structure deck, this deck's more budget and has more crazy plays to match up to even the top decks in the format, if piloted by a very good skilled player that knows the deck inside and out and what it can do. So this guy's really good. It's a level 8, so you can go into a rank 8 plays very well, and it's just absolutely great. So for the synchros, we have Triple D, Gale King, Alexandra, and 1 Dark Highlander. Alexandra has essentially just the same effect from Temjin, where if a DD's normal special summon, accept a card, and accept doing damage to it, you can target level 4 in your grave and special summon it. So that's the only effect it has, and it's still just, in combination with Temjin, which I'll go through later on, you can then just swarm the field and essentially get one of each extra deck summoning, or more, or different ones in a turn. So we need Alexandra. It's the only DDD synchro that the archetype has, along with the one tuner monster, and so we need him again to evolve this deck and progress even more and do more plays. And now the reason I've got Dark Highlander, because the condition of Night Howling, where I can only play Fiend type monsters if I still want to synchro summon, Highlander being a Fiend and a level 7, I can then do that. It requires 1 Fiend tuner, 1 or more non-Fiend tuners, and neither player can synchro summon. This is amazing. If we could do this in this format, this would be amazing. The current format we have of uploading this video, one of the, in my opinion, the top decks is Psyframes. And Psyframes are a big problem to this deck because they can just constantly counter our plays. So being able to synchro summon this, and if it doesn't get interrupted, I can then stop my opponent from synchro summoning, meaning they can only hand trap me. That's one problem out of the way. In combination with Mind Drain, this card's broken. And I say broken, I mean broken against that deck. The other option you can do, which I do think is still a good option, is Chaos King Archfiend, as when it battles the opponent's monster, the attack and defense of all the opponent's monsters get switched. So essentially shield and sword every time it battles. 2600, this is 2800. I prefer Dark Highlander. I think it's a better option to play in majority of situations, but Chaos King Archfiend is still another good option. And then for the XAs, we still have 1 Triple D Dura King Kyuga, because if you can put it off, it's a great game ender, it's a great safety net, and it's still a good XCs. And for the rest, we have still 2 Brave King Caesars, 1 Castel, and 1 Flare Metal. So the combo, just to quickly, before I round up this video, the combo is you summon your Kepler. Kepler searches out Contract. You play Contract. You search out Swell Slime. You infuse Swell Slime with, let's say, Lilith. And then, okay, you don't summon Kepler, but if you have Kepler, summon it anyway. Essentially, if you have Swell Slime, Night Howling, and a DD in your hand, you can then go into Temjin, Alexandra, and Wave King Caesar. So you ditch Swell Slime along with, let's say, Lilith. No, you need Baphomet. Oh god, now I'm just losing the play now. So you need Swell Slime, Night Howling, and Baphomet, and you can go into those 3 monsters. Swell Slime with Baphomet, you go into your Blaze Temjin, and then you use normal summon Night Howling to bring back Baphomet, and then you Synchro Summon to Gale King Alexandra. Temjin effects activates, bringing back the Baphomet, and then Gale's King's effect activates, bringing back your either Night Howling or Swell Slime. And then from there you can just go into another Synchro Summon like Dark Highlander and then just block out Synchros in general, or then you can use Baphomet's effect and then target that Howling, make it level 4, overlay into your Awakening Caesar, which is again is your safety net, which I explained in my last video. So from 3 cards you get 3 extra deck monsters, and you still have either, if you're going first, 2 cards left in your hand, if you're going second, 3 cards left in your hand. And that can be pulled off very easily because with Kepler you can then search out Contract, and then Contract you can then search out another card, combo piece, and so the consistency of this deck is still amazing. It's just going to get even better as the more sets come out and more stuff gets imported. Down here I just have a few options as usual. Hell Armageddon, I do want to fit him in here just because I love Hell Armageddon as a general card, but things need to be played around. I could probably take out Leonidas and put it in here. That's up to debate. Proud Chevalier, it seemed like a really good card. I saw a post on Wikia, on Yu-Gi-Oh! Wiki that had it in here, so now I'm going to take a look at that a bit more. All depending if we get it, that's another option. And then from the same structure deck we have Great Wise King Chaos Apocalypse. Level 7, seems pretty good, it seems easily smashable, but I'm not too sure, needs further testing. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm speeding through like my talking, but I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I'm not splurging my words so you don't understand, just I don't want to make this video too long. So hope you enjoyed this version of the deck. I just wanted to post this one, but from now on I'm only going to be posting TCG versions of the deck, and any changes I make to my TCG version, because that's the one I'm just playing more more frequently because it's TCG. Why not? So I'm going to leave this video here as normal, and who knows if more OCG support comes out and it's a big amount. Most likely when the structure deck and the OCG fully releases over there, I'll be making huge changes to the deck, as we should be getting 1 more Synchro, 1 more Fusion, 1 more XCs, so on and so forth. Hopefully another tuner. So again, hope you enjoy this deck profile, and I'll see you all guys in the next video. Goodbye.